Question 1. What do you usually do in your garden?
Well, I grow quite a variety of vegetables, herbs, and succulents in my small garden on the second floor, so I go up there every day to water them. From time to time, especially at weekends, I might spend a couple of hours repotting plants, adding compost, or trimming branches if needed. There are also moments when I just go there to get some fresh air and admire my little green space. It's one of my favorite ways to relax and recharge. Simply looking at the plants feels really therapeutic.
Question 2. How often do you plant new flowers or vegetables?
I'd say not very often. Planting can be quite time consuming, so I usually only do it when I feel like it. Even though there are lots of vegetables and flowers I'd love to grow, I tend to procrastinate. I actually asked my mom for quite a few seeds, but they're still sitting in the backyard waiting to be planted. Maybe in a couple of weeks, when I'm less busy, I'll finally get around to it. I'll probably need to buy more soil and pots and reorganize the garden a bit, since it's getting quite crowded. So, yeah, there are quite a few things to consider, which is probably why I keep putting it off.
Question 3.
What is the best time of year to do gardening? I'd say spring is probably the best time of year for gardening. The weather is usually mild, not too hot or too cold, and there's often enough rainfall, which makes it ideal for plants to grow. That said, to be honest, I'm not exactly an experienced gardener. I tend to plant things whenever I feel like it or when I have some free time rather than really paying attention to the ideal conditions.
Question 4. Is it difficult to do gardening?
Yeah, I think it can be quite challenging, especially at the beginning. My first experience didn't go very well, as most of my plants died, so I wouldn't say it's an easy skill to pick up. That said, if you stay consistent and learn through trial and error, you can definitely improve over time. Take me for example. I'm now quite good at growing cacti, and one key lesson I've learned is that it's better to underwater them than to overwater them. At the moment, I'm trying to grow other types of plants, and my goal for next year is to be able to grow vegetables properly in my small balcony garden.
I like to talk about Bok Ma National Park, which is located near Hugh City. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I believe it's about a 2-hour drive from where I live. My friends and I have been planning to go hiking there for quite a while, but we just haven't got around to it yet. I first heard about this place a few months ago when I was talking with my friends about a hiking trip I took years ago, which I really enjoyed. They mentioned that there's a perfect spot for hiking not too far away, Bakma, and we immediately thought it would be a great idea for a short trip together.
After that, I looked it up online and found it really fascinating. The park offers a wide range of natural attractions, such as waterfalls, lagoons, and diverse wildlife. It also has some historical significance dating back to the French colonial period. For example, there's a place called Vong Hai Dai where you can enjoy a panoramic view of Hai Van Pass, Hue City, and the surrounding mountains. From what I've seen in photos, the scenery looks absolutely breathtaking.
Even without all those features, I think just being there would be an amazing experience. It would give me a chance to get some exercise while immersing myself in nature at the same time. For me, that's one of the best ways to relax and escape from the pressure of everyday life.
Question 1. Why do people like visiting places with trees or forests?
I think people enjoy visiting places with lots of trees or forests, mainly because of the sense of peace and relaxation they offer. Being surrounded by nature helps people disconnect from their busy lives and reduce stress. Another reason is that these places usually have fresh air and beautiful scenery, which can be quite refreshing compared to crowded cities. People can also take part in activities like hiking or camping, so it's both relaxing and physically beneficial. I guess for many people, it's also a way to reconnect with nature, especially since modern life is becoming more and more urbanized.
Question 2. Are natural views better than city views?
I think they both have their own beauty. While natural views can give people a sense of calm and relaxation, city views tend to reflect a more vibrant and dynamic lifestyle. When people spend time in nature, breathing in fresh air and listening to the sounds of wildlife, they often feel relaxed and recharged. There's even a practice called forest bathing, which is quite similar to meditation and helps people feel mentally refreshed. City views, on the other hand, highlight development and modern life. Personally, when I look at cityscapes, especially before and after photos, I'm always amazed by how quickly cities can grow. I remember seeing images of Ho Chi Minh City and Da Nang from a few years ago compared to now, and the transformation was incredible.
Question 3. Do all people need some nature?
Yes, I do think so, especially as modern life is becoming more and more stressful. Nature can give people a much needed mental break and help them restore some balance. These days, many of us spend a large part of our time glued to screens, which can lead to various problems, particularly for children. For example, excessive use of devices like smartphones or tablets can affect their mental well-being. I think encouraging children to spend more time outdoors instead of on screens can make a big difference. In a way, humans are naturally drawn to nature, so being around it can help us feel calmer and more refreshed. That said, for this to happen, access to green spaces is really important. So cities should try to make nature more available to everyone.
Question 4. Are people hardwired to protect the environment?
I'm not so sure, to be honest. From what I've observed, people tend to focus more on immediate, everyday concerns rather than something like environmental protection, which can feel quite distant. For example, many people are more concerned about earning a living, developing their careers, or meeting their daily needs rather than thinking about environmental issues. That said, I don't think it's because they don't care. It's more that they may not fully understand how environmental problems are connected to their own lives or how they can make a difference. So I think governments and schools have an important role to play in raising awareness and encouraging simple actions, such as saving energy or making more environmentally friendly choices in daily life.